Hey everybody, today we're going to be doing the slope points and anomalies portion of Chapter 5, Lesson 1. Slope formula. You can find a slope from just 2 points. You don't even need a graph. Check this out. Slope is the rise over the run. If I just plop in the number, the second y, and subtract it from the first y, and the second x, and subtract it from the first x, where x2 minus x1 does not equal 0, that will also give me the slope. So there's my points. -1 and 0 and 3 and 2. Notice there is no graph here. All I have are 2 points, and I'm going to tell you what the slope is without having to do the rise and run. There's the formula. Now let's go ahead and plop in the numbers. Let's try, I'm feeling purple today. All right, so actually, you know what? Maybe I should stick with the colors that are in the formula. So if I have red here, and I take my y's, my y values are right here, so I have y2, the second one is right there, -2 subtracted from 0. And then with my blue, the second x is 3 minus, and it looks like my first x is -1. So then what is the answer? -2 minus 0 is -2. Let me grab a neutral color here. How about we'll go back to that purple I was feeling. We'll go -2 here. And don't forget that when we subtract a negative, they both become positive. So 3 plus 1 is 4. And then the answer is -2/4. Anomalies. Finding slope of horizontal and vertical lines. So there's this special circumstance when I have two lines and they happen to be exactly straight. This point here is 3, 2. And this point here is 2, 2. So let's use that formula and figure out what happens. If I do that, what happens is I take my second 2 and I subtract the first 2, and then I take the second x and I subtract the first x. What happens is I have 0 over -1. So here's the deal. 0 over -1 equals 0. Anytime you have a horizontal line, the slope will always come out to be 0. When I have a vertical line, this would be, let's see what happens there. When I have, let's see, so then my x value, it looks like it's -2 for that first point, and the second point, or it's -2 and 1. My second point is -2 and -2. So If I go -2, I'm going to subtract my y values, minus 1 over -2 minus -2, my answer will be -3 over 0. That should cue off big fireworks in your brain. You cannot have 0 in the denominator of a fraction that is undefined. That is what happens whenever you have a vertical line. You will have a 0 in the denominator, and the slope then is what we call this thing is hard to write with, undefined. One more letter. I can do it. I can do it. Okay, there we go. So if it's horizontal, it's 0 is the slope. If it is vertical, it is undefined. Those are the answers that you'll need. Here's an overview, just so you can eyeball it. You can make a judgment, tell a lot on a slope without even having to do any counting. If you start going left to right, this is the way that you read in a book. So you call this one, say, if you were to say that this one is the first one, if it goes from your first one, goes up, you know that the slope is gonna be positive. If, when I'm going this way, left to right, if the slope goes down, I can tell that my slope is negative. If the slope is flat, it flat lines going left to right, it's horizontal, then we know that my slope is, didn't we say that it's 0? We did. If my slope goes straight up and down, we know that it is undefined. Okay? And that is all I have for you today. We're going to go ahead and do some quick worksheets on slope points and the anomaly, horizontal and vertical lines, and then we'll be done with chapter 5, lesson 1. Get after it.